Always something. Hey guys, come on in here, come on in here, come on in here. How we doing today? Just want to say welcome to Faith, Favor, and Finance Show. It's your girl, Sherri Somers, your revenue master life coach. If you're tuning in from YouTube, go ahead and hit the subscribe button because every Tuesday I bring you a free live training teaching you how to break your limited beliefs when it comes to your finances and teach you how to build financial confidence. Hit the bell so you can know every time I come on for notifications. If you're joining me inside of my Faith, Favor, and Finance group, welcome to Faith, Favor, and Finance show. I'm so excited to have you here. I am live. And as you come in, go ahead and give me a 1 in the chat to make sure that you can hear me loud and clearly. In this video, we're going to be talking about 5 quick and simple ways to structure your multiple revenue streams without overthinking the process. Structure your revenue stream without overthinking the process. So as you come in, tell us who you are, tell us what you do. I love to advertise you as well. So in case someone is looking for your services, they know where to find you, baby. Yeah. So let me go ahead and do a quick check to make sure my sound is good. Since y'all want to help me out today, let me go ahead and do a quick check to make sure everything is running good and running clear. Yeah, I got this new phone. I got this my new iPro. What is it? iPhone 11 Pro, right? I love it, love it, love it, love it. But that's not what you came here for. You came here to get the nuggets, of the 5 quick ways to generate revenue. So I want to tell you a little bit about how I got started in my business. Let me go ahead and just do a check. Make sure we're good. Yes. You can hear me. Good. Awesome. We are rocking and we are rolling. All right. So let me go ahead really fast. When I started in this industry space, when it comes to the entrepreneurship space, when it's come to being a business coach, right? When it's come to money and mindset, when I started in this space, I started with one area of making money, right? And that was my property preservation business. Thank you, Jacynthia. Thank you for the love. Thank you. Go ahead and give me a 1 in chat just to make sure that you can hear me clearly. I started in the space of property preservation. And when I started in property preservation, the purpose of me even getting in property preservation was more just out of financial convenience. I needed my ex-husband at the time, and I wanted to make more money. So because we wanted to make more money and I was working in law enforcement and he was working for the school board, it was still not even making ends meet. So picture this, 2 adults, right, with one child at the time, and we were trying to make ends meet and we could not. So I knew he knew how. He was spotless, baby. He knew how to clean, he knew how to cook, he knew how to clean. So I took a skill that I knew a skill set he knew very well. And I know I'm not a cleaner, but I'm the mind and the operation behind the brand. So I took his skill set and we created a business with it. So that's how I created my first business, Summers Professional Cleaning, that is still in business since December 2012, still in business till this day. And so now my focus was just that, on that revenue stream. So when we're talking about 5 quick and simple ways to structure your multiple revenue stream without overthinking, right? One of the first thing I want you to really, really understand that many of you have amazing revenue ideas that in your head. If that's you, you have amazing revenue ideas. Go ahead and give me a 3 in the chat. You have so many ideas that's in your head that you know you can make money from. You just don't know how to start. You just don't know where to start from. And that's why we're talking about this today. I'm going to give you 5 step-by-step strategy that you can use right now to start getting those ideas from vision to manifestation. So when we're talking about these ideas, there's so many times I see so many people are saying, listen, Sherri, if you have to make money only when you get clients, there's this issue right there. If the only time you're able to make money in your business is through getting clients, that's a challenge right there. Because what happened when the clients don't come in? What happened if they don't buy your service or they don't buy your product? What happened then? So you have to always, when people are saying join these things and you're going to make millions of dollars, right? And you are. Let me say this very, very clear. You can and you are. But when you do so, understand that making that money is going to take time, right? So I can't jump in life insurance yesterday and think, oh, I'm just going to boss up, I'm going to have all these clients. No, your business has to be structured. So, and this is one of the things I used to get on my skin when you're telling a newbie that, oh, they're going to make money and they don't even have an LLC. Right. I that used to just irks me with these called them so-called gurus, because when it comes to making money, when it comes to creating different revenue, you have to create different revenue streams. Now, does that mean you need to create different businesses? No, I think one of the things why I was successful in business is because I was always focused on in one individual revenue stream at a time. That's the first thing, right? Our 5 quick ways of structuring multiple revenue streams without overthinking. So grab your Diva notebook and your diamond pen. I'm going to jump in. So the first one I talk about is starting with one revenue stream at a time. That's number one. Why is that? It's only one you. Most of the time when you're having business, it's only one you, nobody else. So because it's only one you, if you're trying to get in all these different type of businesses, it's gonna literally leave you confused and burned out, because you're trying to do so many things and you're trying to accomplish so many things. Listen, one revenue stream can get you to wherever you need to be if you know how to structure it properly. So you don't need 10 businesses just to be successful. One revenue stream. If you look at all the successful people, they had one thing. And I've talked to you guys about that before. You know, Oprah had her one TV show, right? And from that TV show, that came books and came other different things. So the first thing is starting with one revenue stream, right? And build that revenue stream out. Number two, build out a process of moving your audience from prospect to customer. Build out the prospect of moving your audience from prospect, that means they're just looking at you, they know you're around, to customer, right? That's the second thing you want to do. Second thing, what does it look like when they first see you, whether it's online or offline? You know, we knock offline a lot because we have COVID going on, but there's still some money to be made offline. Let's be clear on that. So you should be working every revenue stream. So build out the process. What does the process look like? Take the time in that success journal to write down, what does the process look like when you're building out from moving someone from a prospect of just getting aware of you, just getting to know what you do, to moving you to a client, right? Now, what does that mean? When you're selling something, when you're in your field and you're selling something over $2,000 or of services or above, I don't buy just watching a video and clicking $2,000. I have to be knowing the person after for a while and know what they're capable of and seeing their wins and get to know them. So just moving somebody from, hey, buy my signature course or hey, buy my product won't work. You have to nurture that process, right? But do you have a strategy? Do you have a built out strategy that you can rinse and repeat the process? There's an amazing guy, amazing millionaire that's in my life insurance industry. He's amazing guy. And if you ask him a question, he's great. But then when you say, okay, repeat that, or when you say, where's that in the book, or where's the script on that? He's like, it's all from his head. And I'm explaining to him that you're great, but there's no way you can teach somebody to be successful if your process can't be duplicated. Hey, Nikki, how you doing, gorgeous? If your process cannot be duplicated. So slow down so you can speed up. When you're building out the process, that's number two, to move your audience from prospect to client, what does that look like? What does the process look like? For me, my assistant get with me on Thursday and we talk about and we post about what we're going to talk about, the notes and the points of what we're going to go here. As I said, we're building out the process so we can come to you. We didn't just come on I didn't just come on camera and be like, let's get this going. No, we literally take the time to examine what we're going to talk about, right? So it's not just by accident we're here. We have really took the time and energy and how am I able to tell you these 5 steps is because I've worked these 5 steps. When I have my signature course is 2K revenue attraction factor, teaching you how to make your first 2K or more consistently without using ads, right? I just used ads for the first time this year. When I started in 2K, it was birthed from another group that I have, 25K launch domination. Shout out to April. Everyone was changing their course. I stick with my 2K, right? Now, 2K revenue attraction factor at the current time, you pay your 2K and you're in there for a whole year. And people just thought I was crazy doing 2K for a whole year. Why? Because I know that's how long it truly takes to run a business, to get the training and development that you need to run a business. So even though I was going to shortchange myself, I was going to make sure you have the knowledge, the true knowledge of what it is to run a business. And it may take a full year to do so. But with accountability, you're cash flowing while you're going through that full year. My clients will tell you that. But my point here, what I was trying to make, the point I'm trying to make, the process of me building out that 2K to make it to where it is today, where my clients are making 9K, 6K, 2K, they're being seen everywhere and all this stuff. How I was able to do that, because I built out the process. Now, where did that process, Sherri, came from? Building out the process came from me failing several times. Here, listen to this. No one want to talk about this. Building out the process came from me. Okay, I should have done it better. And so I wouldn't even call it failure. I just figure out another way how to do it. Listen, if you're just joining me, we're talking about 5 quick and simple ways to structure your multiple revenue stream without overthinking. So every time I knew, when I hear clients say to me, when I hear financial coaches say to me, hey, I've never made my first 2K consistently yet. Right? So that was a problem for me. I knew that was a struggle. So what I did, I stayed in my lane and I built out, okay, what did I do? I literally capture myself. I literally capture myself from the product that I'm going to offer, the person, the target market that who I'm going to offer it to, the traffic that I'm going to use to get them, and how I'm going to convert them, and how long it's going to take me. I gave you a whole business plan in that 2 seconds. If you missed that part, let me try it again. Right, one more time for the people in the back. Right, so I literally built out my pyramid of what I'm going to offer, the target market of who I'm going to offer it to, how much it's going to cost, the traffic source that I'm going to use to get to my target market, how I'm going to convert them into clients, and how long it's going to take me to get there, right? I literally build out my entire process. So every time I would do something, I would literally keep a measurement of what I'm doing, how I'm doing. I would do a video not just for my client, not for my assistants, but for myself, so I can rinse and repeat the process. Because that when you are able to duplicate it, that's when you start getting money from it, right? So I would twerk it, I would change it, I would tweak it. So every year it just get better and better as my clients get results. Now it's to the point where because my clients are making way more than 2K, I may need to change the name. That's the struggle right there, but it is what it is. But my point here is, from the time I birthed that 2K revenue my signature course, it has not changed. I stayed it and I mastered it and I duplicated it. So I built out the process based on what I was doing. I was writing notes about the things that I was doing, and I want you to do it the same thing. Jacinthia said, I love it. Yes, I love it too. So now when it comes to if you follow what I'm saying, so how did I go from a property preservation business to real estate to helping financial coaches, right? Well, let's be clear. If I'm in the financial space, I need to know about wealth building, right? I literally need to know about wealth building. So how did I move from that to all the stuff that I'm doing now? So when I made $85,000 in property preservation. So when I made my first $85,000 in property preservation, what I did was I started again identify the process of how I did it. In the beginning, I wasn't sure. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know about all that. Okay. Now I'm telling you, so you don't have to go through what I went through. So then after I did it so many times, compounding effect, we talk about this. When I build it so many times, what I started doing, this is why you stick with one thing and master it. Then I started hiring people to build it out for me. I'm flying out of the country in a few days, and I'm hosting a life insurance booth camp in Orlando for my agents coming up this weekend. And during that process of hosting the event and flying out, I know I could not give my clients the service that they need because I like to check the project. So I hired someone, a CFO, right? I hired someone right below me to look at the project. But before I could do that, I had to train him to show you the process. So how did I train him? The same project that how I did the same thing, keeping notes. This is who you talk to when you go there. The driver do this, the passenger do this, because we move things and we flip homes and so on, and we declutter the home. So I'm in property preservation. What my driver does and what my passenger does, which is the helper, the one that come with him, are two different things. But I had to give them training manuals so they can know and rinse and repeat that process. So now that I'm no longer there, right, but it still runs smoothly. It still runs smoothly, and I check in and I check the coins and I check in and so on, and it goes smoothly because there's a process to follow. Do you have a process to follow? I'm still on number 2, because that's the most important thing. Do you have a process to follow? If you want to hire an assistant right now, do you have a process to follow in your business? My assistant know every Tuesday at 1 p.m. we go live. What are we doing here? What are we going to go here? Nothing is done by an accident. Everything is planned out to the T. Wasn't always like that, but here's what you need to pay attention to. What is the thing that you keep doing over and over? If you keep doing this thing in your business over and over, you need to create a training manual for that thing. Nothing elaborate, just a simple video about you do this, then you do this. So building out the process of moving your audience from prospect to customers is very, 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 very vital for your business. All right, number 3, identify different ways for your ideal client to see your offer. Number 3, identify different ways for your audience to see your offer. By the way, Nikki, I will be in Orlando this week. I will be in Orlando hosting an event this weekend. So yeah, but with that being said, what is that? What is identify different ways for your ideal client to see your offer? What do I mean by that? Identify different ways for your clients to see your offer. Many people think that you have to post on social media every single day. So if somebody's passing by and they see your stuff, so that means if you're at a doctor's office, you're a solopreneur, your kids are home, you got so much things to do. How in the world that is possible? Unless you have an assistant or unless you use Hootsuite or Buffer, but you still gotta input those things inside of those things that are posting for you. And those softwares don't post to your personal page anyway. Okay. So when I say identify the different ways for your ideal client to see your offer, what I mean by that is commit to a few things, 3 or less, and say these 3 things I'm going to commit to doing. When you commit to those 3 things, here's what I mean by that. All right. When I committed to building out the process for my property preservation and it started going smoothly, right? It now become a rhythm. It now become a routine to where I can step away, still make money, right? And because I have somebody running it for me, right? And I will go back to check the work when I'm in town and make sure it's done right. Now that the proper preservation is running, now I was able to add real estate on top of it, right? So, that's all I was doing. So as it's running and making me money, because I build that out, now I add real estate and renting out properties on it, right? So that's the second part. So then I have that going, right? But I didn't do anything else but that, right? I was building out the process. And then when I was building out the process, then I add business coaching on it, right? So you see what I'm saying? So I started teaching people how I did these wealth building projects, how I started these business. I started become a business coach, and why I identify mostly with money and mindset, because it wasn't the strategy was keeping people broke. It was the money and the mindset piece. That's why I went to school, got my master life coaching certificate and my master's in management to put that pieces together. So now we're building out the process. Now, here's the other thing. Identify different ways for your ideal client to see your offer. How many ways today did you talk about your business? Let's be honest and let's be clear. Let's be transparent. How many ways did you talk about your business today? Let's be honest. Okay. Go ahead and give me a 3 in the chat if you spoke about your business 3 times today or more, 3 times or more. Go ahead and give me a 2 in the chat if you spoke about your business 2 times or more today. Go ahead and give me a 1 in the chat if you spoke about your business one time today. The reason I'm doing that, here's what I mean by offer. Did you post on social media today? Did you meet somebody at a gas station and spoke to them? Did you fly on a plane and talk with somebody? Do you pass your neighbor? Does your neighbor know what you do, right? When you went in that break room with your coworker, did you tell them about your business, right? How many different ways did you talk about your business? Let's stay there for a second. If you're just joining me, we're talking about the 5 quick and simple ways to structure your multiple revenue stream without overthinking it. First one was starting with one revenue stream. The second one was building out the process and moving your audience from prospect to customer. The third one, which is what we're on right now, identify different ways for your ideal client to see your offer, right? So you build out the back office, you build out the process, right? How you move them from audience to a client. What is your onboarding process? What is your marketing to get them on there? Then you build out, this is just for one revenue stream, not 10. Let me be clear on that. One revenue stream. We're building out one. How many different ways? I saw 2. I saw 1. Jacintia said she gave people her offer 2. Nina said she spoke about her business twice. Okay. Your money is tied to the amount of offers you make in your business. So if you say to me, Sherri, I want to make $10,000 next month or this month, then you got to be talking about your business in different ways. You got to disseminate your offers in different ways to get people to see your offer. Let me give you a quick example. Shout out to Tamara Hamilton. This is one of the things her and I talk about a lot, and she spoke about this. Let me show you an example of what I'm saying. Okay. Think of a hotel. We're going to say the Hiltons because I love staying at Hiltons. Think of a Hilton hotel. Hilton Hotel has great, beautiful suites, all the lavish stuff. Okay. However, the goal is Hilton cannot have empty rooms. Hilton Hotel does not make money when the rooms are empty. So how are they able to fill those rooms? So picture your business being the Hilton Hotel. What they do, they have different type of avatar or different type of people, I would say, they have different type of ways for people to come into their offer. Their offer is the room. Y'all follow me? Y'all follow me? Give me a yes in the chat if you follow me. Your business is a Hilton. And Hilton has different type of rooms, but they have different ways for people to come into the hotel. So that's your business. Here's what they say. Here's what I mean. You can rent out the Hilton as have an event or a conference, right? So that's one way to get the rooms filled at the Hilton. All right. If you're over, forgive me, y'all, don't yell at me. If you're over 60 or 50, I don't know, but you have AARP, right? And AARP members has discount to the Hiltons, right? Okay. You also, that's 2. You have Hilton Honors, Hilton Honors, that they can also use your Hilton Honors points to get into the Hiltons, right? One hotel, same room, 3 different ways they're positioning their offers for people to get in. You're following me? Now, if the Hilton is in like here in Florida and it's by Disney World, they may offer a Disney discount for them staying at the hotel, right? That's number 3. That's 3, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's 3. Now, and not to mention just the regular person who says, I want to go somewhere. I have a conference, I have an event, and that coming up. So that's number 4, right? Just a person who says, I'm on vacation and I want to go to the Hiltons. So I'm going to stay there because I can keep going, but because of time, I'm going to stay there. So everyone, whether you're coming in AARP, whether you're coming as an event, when you're coming just want to get away, whether you're coming for Disney, it doesn't matter where you're coming. Hilton is not changing their rooms. Y'all, I'm teaching so good today. I have to pat myself on the back. Hilton is not changing their rooms based on the four different people I said. The room is the room. Their quality of service and the way they show up and their brand is the same, but they offer 3 different type of individual. They offer 3 different marketing ways for you to get to their offer. Did y'all get that? So your business is a Hilton's, right? Your business has a nice brand, has a nice image. She said, you on it, Stella. You on it. You on. Thank you. Your business is the Hilton's. You had the suite is going to cost more, which is your signature product. Your suite is your signature product, right? And then you have your regular basic room, which may be your small digital courses, your membership, and so on, right? So now the fact that you're the Hilton's, your suite and your courses remains the same, right? Your offers remain the same. What changes is the way you set up the traffic to come through your Hilton business, right? You can, so the way you would get AARP to come in and the way you would get the event coordinator to come in to use your Hilton is the way you would get like a wedding to take place, or the way you would get HH honors. That's my Hilton point cards that I have. The way you get these people to come in, you have different marketing strategy, but it's still the Hiltons. It's still the same room. It's still the same suite. They're not adjusting their room to fit your needs. What they're doing, they're creating different traffic source to get to this one thing, to get to this one building. If we can take, y'all, if this is so good, give me a high five in the chat. If I hope y'all got that. I truly hope you got it. So, hey, give me a yes, I got it in the chat. Yes, I got it. So when we're talking about identify different ways for your ideal client to see your offer, it's not creating more offers. That's not it. It's having one offer, one Hilton hotel, and disseminate different ways for people to see it. Woo! It's having one offer, but disseminate different ways for people to see it. So, for example, if I'm going to go live on Tuesday, I would send an email to my email list saying, hey, I'm going to go live. Join me inside of my group. That's one way. If I'm on a podcast, so like every Tuesday I go live, right? That's another way. Then I have my YouTube, which is you guys are tuning in from YouTube as well. Hi, my YouTube family, right? So that's another way. That's 3 right there. Then if I'm going live on my personal page, 4 ways. 1 live video on Tuesday, but I disseminated the same video of promoting that video 4 different ways. 4 different ways. I didn't even talk about posts. I didn't even talk about all that. I'm just giving you 4 to keep it simple. So what I don't want you to overthink and overwork. I want to break that right now. I want to break the overthinking and overworking. It's creating small things, but promoting the crap out of those things. It's not creating, I got to go do a digital course. I got to get clients. I got to do this. I got to do that. It's promoting one thing. It's having one thing, one signature thing, one thing, and then promoting that one, everything out of that one course. That's what we don't do enough, right? I had to do a training video for that's you guys are going to see in a few weeks. And I couldn't just throw the training video up there. I had to go to my graphic designer. I had to get the worksheet fill out. So that one thing took me forever, right? Because it's about quality, not quantity. So when we're talking about identify the different ways your ideal client can see your offer, write that down right now. How many different ways is your ideal client seeing your offer right now? How many different ways is your ideal client seeing your offer? Your money, as Stella said, is tied to the amount of offer you give. So how many ways, what those offers are called in online spaces, say traffic source. Offers could also be offline. When you go to networking event, that's another offer, right? So if you're looking, follow me, if you're looking to build revenue streams, these 5 process has to be followed for 1. And when you get 1 down packed, when you do number 2 revenue stream, it's easy because you're just going to rinse and repeat. Inside of my 2K revenue attraction factor, we have a sales page that we built out. It's a basic sales page. So when they go to their second revenue streams, all they have to do is add on to the existing revenue stream. So it's just that easy. So people are coming into their traffic, coming into their funnel, real simple and real easy because they've already built out the basic. Y'all, why you ain't in 2K yet? What you waiting on? like literally. Okay. So number 3 was identify the ways your ideal client come in. The 4th one is create a follow-up process. Stella and Jacintia and Nikki, if a client doesn't buy from you today, if you have a call or you have a consultation and you're in this financial space and your client does not buy from you today, what happened to your business? What happened? What is your process? Or what is your follow-up process if you have one in a client to buy from you? So you get on a call, the client was like, nah, you're too much. I can't afford you right now. Or nah, that's not what I'm looking for right now. What happened when a client doesn't buy from you? Do you have a process to capture back the money when they don't buy from you? See, this is all that we need, right? Because let me be very clear, when we go to Macy's or when we go to dealers or when we go to these stores, they ask for what? For our email address, right? And you pass the store, you didn't come in, you got the email address. What are they going to do? They're going to kill you with these discount and coupons and all this stuff. So because if you didn't buy it then, baby, if that didn't work, let me throw the coupon at you. If that didn't work, let me throw the Black Friday at you. If that didn't work, let me throw the cyber coupon at, and they throw everything but the kitchen sink at you. Eventually you gave in and said, you know what, I'm just going to go to Macy's today. I wasn't planning on going, but I'm just going to go. The coupon, it's because you don't know what is going to get your ideal client. So it's not about creating different things. It's having that one thing, but you create different ways of promoting that one thing. Create the follow-up process. That's number 4. Create a follow-up process. Number 5 is update the process until you master it. Update the process until you master it. Y'all, if you're just joining me, we're talking about 5 quick and simple ways to structure your multiple revenue streams without overthinking. So we were talking about number 1, which is start with one revenue stream. We were talking about number 2, build out the process of moving your audience from prospect to customer. And number 3, identify different ways for your ideal client to see your offer. I use an example of the Hilton having a building, and they have nice rooms and they have basic rooms, but guess what? They have 4 or 5 different ways to fill those rooms, so those rooms are not remaining empty, right? And then number 4, we have create a follow-up process. The follow-up process is if they buy and when they buy, do you even have another thing that you can offer to them when they buy, right? So, and the last is update the process until you master it. That was big for me. I had to keep updating my 2K until I kind of got it where I want to do. While everybody was changing and doing things, I stayed in my lane and stayed working on my signature course. Now, I'm glad I did, because my clients who are inside the course now are benefiting from the fact that I took the time to build out the process so these mompreneurs, these boss moms, these financial coaches can generate revenue. Hey, so what questions do we have right now? Thank you, Stella, for scribing for us. You are amazing. She said, create a follow-up process, update the process until you master it. That is so true. She said, you on it. Cynthia said, you on it today. What questions do you have for me when it comes to 5 quick and simple ways to structure your multiple revenue streams? I'm looking, I'm going back down to okay, that was Cynthia that says, I want to start a property preservation business. Okay, so yeah, let me say this, Cynthia, about property preservation business, baby. Property preservation business is a recession-proof business. That's why I love it. That's why I won't give it up. I love it because the banks are always going to foreclose your home. So you're always going to have that. Let me just touch on that a little bit. And that's what you want to do too. When inside of your multiple revenue streams, you want to make sure that your multiple revenue stream makes sense and you have a recession-proof business within that revenue streams, right? So one thing I do know is life insurance is still in revenue regardless of recession, and so is property preservation. So when you think of the industry that you're in, ask yourself, is it a revenue or is it a recession-proof business, right? But again, you stay in that business, you build it out in a 5 process that I just said. Start with one revenue, build out the process, identify the different ways for the customers to see your offer, create a flow to the process, and update the process until you master it. So that doesn't mean that you switch to different things. And if you're saying to me like, Sherri, listen, that sounds good, but how do I do it? How do I do it? I want to invite you to join me in my 2K revenue attraction factor, because the only piece that's missing is your accountability to make sure you do all these steps. It's your accountability. So make sure right now you DM me or drop a link, say me in the chat, so we can talk about how to build out that process. When you get that one process and one revenue stream packed down, then you add on to it. The hardest part is the first revenue streams. right? Because there's a back office and different things that has to be done. But once that is done and it's making passive income for you, then you build out it to the next one. So I want to invite you to that right now. I want to invite you to be able to be part of that process. Now, here before I go, let me know right now what is your aha moment or your takeaway, even if you're catching this on a replay when I'm done. What is your aha moment and your takeaway from today's training about the 5 quick and simple ways to structure your multiple revenue streams without overthinking? What is the aha moment that you take away from this and you're going to be utilizing it inside of your business? I'm not sitting here talking for my health. This is your business, and we want to make sure you generate revenue regardless of a recession, regardless of COVID, regardless of all this stuff. What is the aha moment that you're going to take away from this? Let me see. Go ahead. And she said, yes, ma'am. I got that one. Got that one. I love this one. Your money is tied to the amount of offer you make. Your money is tied to the amount of offer you make. I love that. That was big. That was really big, right? If your process can be duplicated so that you can make money from the business, take time and energy to work on your process. Yes, Stella, build the product, identify the target market, the cost, the traffic source, and how to convert the clients. Girl, you got it all. Honey, you got it all. Yes, yes. Yeah, there you yeah. Yeah. So 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 the guy, the multimillionaire I was telling you about inside of my life insurance business, great guy. But if you ask him how he made the money, he can't tell you because he does not have a duplicated process. He does not have a duplicated process. So right now we're working with him to create a duplicated process so we don't have to keep trying to pick his brain. It's out there for the atmosphere. That's where course creation and all that stuff comes in. That's where course creation, all that stuff comes in. Green says, use what you have and expand. Make an offer always and follow up always. Oh, I love that. Use what you have and expand. I love to say, use what's in your hands. I love that. Yeah, I love your profile picture, by the way. Yes, baby. Use what you have in your and expand. Because some of the times I always say use what's in your hands at the level of wherever you are, use that. So if that's where you are in your life and you're saying, okay, I don't have a website. Okay. Facebook business page is free. It's free. What you going to tell me? What is the excuse you're going to use? Use what you have and use what's and expand on it. That's exactly it. Because whatever you have, even if you have MailChimp, your customer relationship manager, your CRM that you use to capture email, even if it's MailChimp, you still got to learn how to use MailChimp. So you got to master how to use that first before you move to the big things like Entreport, right? Stella says, my aha moment, I needed to have my process documented. Yes, and needed to be duplicated. Duplicate this and master it. That is powerful. That right there is powerful. I missed that. That is powerful because you're welcome. That is powerful because what you're doing now, that whole process of how you do it, the series of how you do it, you can now sell it to someone. You can now sell it to someone. So that's very interesting. All right, guys. So that's my time. That's my time. That is your minute quick training lunch break every Tuesday. You can join me here at Faith, Favor, and Finance Show, where we talk about training you to break your limited belief system. And we want you to create financial confidence. And creating financial confidence means having multiple revenue channels, not multiple businesses, multiple revenue channels, right? Make your gift make room for you. Make room for you. And if you're saying, Sherri, I need some revenue channels, go ahead and DM me or drop me in the chat and we'll have our team reach out to you. All right, guys, have an amazing day. It's your girl, Sherri Somers, your revenue master life coach. Talk to you soon.